Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to another way to find slope. And that way to find slope is called slope formula. Let's say you didn't want to count rise over run. Or let's say you didn't have a graph to begin with. What if they just gave you some points? Could you still find the slope of that line? The answer is yes. And the answer to finding that answer is slope formula. So what is slope formula and how do we use it? Slope formula is this. It's a mouthful to say, so bear with me. Slope equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Notice that the y's are on top and the x's are on bottom. That's because it's trying to mimic rise over run. Right? Rise is the y, the change in y. Run is the change in x. So it makes sense that the top would be all y's and the bottom would be all x's. Just hold on to that piece of information. To use slope formula, we need two things. We need 1 point and we need another point. So let's find 2 points on this line. There's a point right here. This is the point 4, comma 6. And there's a point right here. Here's a point. This is -4, -6. Oh, look at that. Polar opposites. Awesome. Okay, so we've got 2 points. Now all we have to do is plug them in to the formula. But how do we plug these 2 points into the formula? Well, the secret to that is to remembering that every point has an x value and a y value. They're twins. But in order to differentiate these twins, we need to give them a last name. So I'm going to call this top twin x2, y2. And I'm going to call this bottom twin x1, y1. I just labeled I gave the 2 x's and y's up here a 2, and the 2 x's and y's down here a 1. That's how I'm going to differentiate them. And now that I've gotten my points, now that I've labeled them correctly, I'm going to plug them into the formula. So let's do that. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1, so that's 6 minus -6. So 6 minus -6 over x sub 2, x sub 1. X sub 2 is right here. It's that 4 minus, and now the x sub 1, -4. Sweet. So, recap. I have the formula. I found 2 points. Label the points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Plug in the points. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And now it's just a matter of arithmetic. Let's do the math. 6 minus -6. Well, anytime there are 2 negative signs next to each other, this becomes a positive. So this is actually 6 plus 6. That's going to get me 12. And then -4, or 4 minus -4. Again, we've got 2 negative signs, so this becomes a positive. So this becomes 4 plus 4, so 8. 12 over 8. That's the slope. Let's see if that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 12 over 8. It's like magic, guys, right? But hold on, Mr. Grapp. I thought you said slope has to be simplified. It does, so let's do that. Because I bet you there are quite a few points we're missing along here. So 12 over 8. Remember, when we're simplifying, 2, 3, and 5 are our best friends. Let's start by trying with 2. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. Once again, this can be divided because I can divide 6 by 2. I can divide 4 by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And that's my simplified slope, 3 halves. And let's just double check. Goes up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 2, 1, 2. Boom. Just like magic. Up 3, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, should have been red. 1, 2, 3. Over 2, 1, 2. Just like magic. See, guys? That's all slope formula is. It's another way to find slope. And while there are some differences, it ends up doing the same thing. Finding points, plug in those points, solve, and then, as always, simplify. Let's do another one. Meet me in the next video. We'll do another one there.